if you're a Christian who supports killing your enemies and torture, you have to come up with a new name for yourself. Now, last week, as I was explaining why I didn't feel at all guilty about Osama's targeted assassination, I made some jokes about Christian hypocrisy, and since then, strangers have been coming up to me and forcing me to have the same conversation. So let me explain two things. One, I'm not Matthew McConaughey. He surfs a longboard. And two, capping thine enemy is not exactly what Jesus would do. It's what Suge Knight would do. Now, for almost 2,000 years, Christians have been lawyering the Bible to try and figure out how love thy neighbor can mean hate thy neighbor, and how turn the other cheek can mean screw you, I'm buying space lasers. Martin Luther King gets to call himself a Christian because he actually practiced loving his enemies. But if you rejoice in revenge, torture, and war, hey, that's why they call it the weekend, you cannot say you're a follower of the guy who explicitly said, love your enemies. Jesus lays on that hippie stuff pretty thick. He has lines like, do not repay evil with evil, and do not take revenge on someone who wrongs you. Really. It's in that book you hold up when you scream at gay people. And not to put too fine a point on it, but nonviolence was kind of Jesus's trademark. Kind of his big thing. To not follow that part of it is like joining Greenpeace and hating whales. I mean, you know, there's interpreting, and then there's just ignoring. It's just ignoring if you're for torture, as are more evangelical Christians than any other religion. You're supposed to look at that figure of Christ on the cross and think, how could a man suffer like that and forgive? To which I say hallelujah, because my favorite new government program is surprising violent religious zealots in the middle of the night and shooting them in the face. Sorry, Head Start, you're number 2 now. But you see, I can say that because I'm a non-Christian, just like most Christians. And